Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention? The presentation is about to begin in a minute. We may request every one of you to feel the presence of our Almighty God as we offer Him a song of praise. Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to be together. Help us to come together to make this institution reflect your kingdom. Breathe life into our ideas and decisions. Help us build a team that has love and respect at its heart. Give us the strength to continue working for your kingdom in this time of pandemic. Lord, come give us the inspiration to be the best we can be. May we be a shining example of your goodness and truth living wherever we are. Inspire our thoughts, discussions, and ideas, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Good evening, Sabians! Hey partner, why don't we make this evening not just feel good, but also a night full of learning and new experiences? Yeah, we've anticipated long enough for this day to come, and anticipation comes with painstaking efforts, sleepless nights, and wishful thoughts now come into reality. So what are we waiting for? Yes, the long wait is over. On behalf of our co-body number 14 senior GPNs, we welcome you all to our webinar entitled Accounting Cycle Part 2 for Unique Inventory System. Welcome to this webinar, and if tapos sila Sir DJ, sila Sir Melchor, or si Sir Ivan, good evening sir, and welcome to our short webinar. To our aspiring JPOs, our promise to you by the end of this webinar, you will finally have a clear understanding of the steps in the accounting cycle that are accomplished during the period using the periodic inventory system. Basically, the identification of events to be recorded. Step 2, transactions are recorded to the journal. Step 3, journal entries are posted to the ledger. Step 4, preparation of trial balance. Step 5, preparation of the worksheet, including adjusting entries. Step 7, adjusting journal entries are journalized and posted. Step 8, closing journal entries are journalized and posted. Step 9, preparation of post-closing trial balance. Step 10, reversing journal entries are journalized and posted. Now, as your host, we would like to introduce ourselves to you. I am Ibebe Miranda. You can call me Ate Inin, a fourth-year student from Punga Botiborga, Southern Leyte. And I am Remy Mandrillo. You can call me Ate Mimi, a senior BSA from Tukuyan, Southern Leyte. We are your hosts for tonight's webinar, but before we proceed to discussion proper, let's have first an icebreaker. Are you ready? So by the way, you can comment your answer in the comment section, and we will give an e-certificate to the winners. So I will now turn the time over to Ms. Ria May Madrio. Okay, here we go. Our icebreaker is entitled Guess the Word. If you want to find watching Showtime, then give a minute to it. Everybody have it silang ato. Okay guys, then number 1, let's start. You can also turn on your mic if you wish to answer. An e-certificate will be given to winners, so you can expect to receive 2 e-certificates after tonight's webinar. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyone? Basically, this is an accounting word relates to periodic inventory system. Anyone? Hello guys, namo?
Sounds payable.
Sounds payable. Okay. I think we have a winner for tonight. The winner for the first Guess the Word game is Princess Lospo. Congratulations and thank you for participating. Okay, next. Accounts payable. That will be the second. There are still 9 items more to go, 9 items more to win. 9 items more chances to win. Okay. Keep engaged, JPN. 5, 4, 3, Congratulations! Expect to receive 2 certificates after tonight's webinar. Sales revenue is the correct answer. And our third item would be five, four, three, two, one. Anyone comment or open your mind if you wish to answer. Congratulations, Melka Aure, our third winner for this also third day. Guess the word game. And fourth, and five, four, three, two, one. Anyone? Only two and me. Again, five, four, three, two, and one. Anyone? Is there anyone? Yes? Yes? Again?
Lump sum.
Lamsam, yeah. What's your name? Please comment your name. Iha. I will wait. 6 more items to go. 6 more chances to win. Andrea? Andrea nga tong winner for the fourth game.
Ate.
Okay, congratulations, Andrea. And for lump sum is the correct answer in our fourth item. Guess the word game. And the fifth one is this. And five, four, three, two, one. Yes? Montana Ramos, congratulations! Sales is the correct answer. Next would be Diane. And five, four, three, accounts receivable. Yes, correct. Congratulations. The correct answer is accounts receivable. Your name, please.
Melka Aure.
Melka Aure. You will receive 3 yes certificates now. Okay, congratulations again. Next, 7 items. Ika 7 na ni guys. Please comment your answer and your name in the comment in the chat box below. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The first to comment will be John winner. But di mo familiar ano guys? Sige, dyan ka.
Purchase discount.
Yes, it's purchase discount is the correct answer. Congratulations, Jana Hermano, our 7th winner. The 8th item is this one. Okay. I think kaila naman mo naman siguro na kaila-ila. May ganun na. Congratulations, Stephanie, our 8th winner. So guys, expect on the most US certificate after tonight's webinar. Thank you for participation. Okay, our correct answer for that item is fruit end. 9 item is this one. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Comment your answer and your name. Thank you. Purchase returns? Purchase returns. Yes, purchase returns. Name, please. Please comment your name. Purchase returns is the correct answer. One more chances to win. One more chance to win, guys. Tinsa naman makadaog na nila. Comment your name sa nakadaog sa 9 item na ito guess the word. Please. Tinsa to?
Purchases.
Tinsa to? Yes. Purchases is the answer. Please comment your name and the answer below. In the chat box. Jana Hermano. For the 9th and 10th item, our winner is Jana Hermano. Yung comments si Justin Sipuan. Purchases is the correct answer. Okay, I think that would be the last. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your active participation. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope that your energy and focus at this point in time will remain until the end of this webinar. So listen attentively. Don't worry, guys. The discussions will make easy. Discussions are all made easy. Yes, I think all is clear. And for those of you just joining us tonight, welcome, guys. Now, without any further delay, we will turn over the time over to our first speaker for tonight's webinar. Join me to welcome my very own co-host, Ms. Ingrid May Miranda. Hello, aspiring VPNs. Good evening again. So how are you coping with the pandemic months? So obviously this gave us hard times since we are following some imposed restrictions by our policymakers. But always put in mind that our dreams will never be shaken or cancelled. Though this pandemic has left us opening up truly healing, we must accept that delays and rejections doesn't mean it's not for you. But in God's perfect time, laban din laban. Joke lang. So, without further ado, so we will begin our learning session. But by the way, you can comment your queries in the comment box. Rest assured, I'll get back to you after my discussion. So let's begin. So what is periodic system? What is the difference between perpetual and periodic system? So here is the summary difference between the two. So periodic and perpetual inventory systems are for financial reporting purposes. Every business that deals with inventory must decide how it will track its inventory. Large retailers and even some small retailers have computer systems which tracks inventory coming into the business and each item as it is sold. This is called perpetual inventory system. Pero what if the business doesn't have a computerized inventory system? So when ang atong gamitan is periodic inventory system. It would be very difficult to manually record how many of each item the company has at all times. So, medyo lisod ang periodic kung naka sa business, more on the inventory theft ang mahitabo. So, let's take note their differences. So, periodic inventory is good for small-scale businesses, whereas perpetual inventory is good for high sales volume Retailers are big and medium-sized organization. And another difference is in periodic inventory, physical count is done to measure the inventory level, whereas perpetual inventory is updated continuously. So, ang periodic is ma mahitabo siya in a specific time interval, like quarterly or end of the year. Unlike sa perpetual nga, continuous siya, like, okay, inventory nga moabot, so record. So, yun na ang ilang difference sa recording. And then, or sa ilang inventory count. Another is periodic is manual process, whereas perpetual is automated. So, ganyan ako ngayon ang computerized ang perpetual, whereas ang periodic is manual siya pag-count. And then, in periodic, physical verification is used, whereas perpetual verification is based on book records. So, na physical count kung mahitabo in periodic, whereas ang perpetual mag-base siya sa books, or mag-base siya sa na-record sa book. And then, another is perpetual inventory is updated continuously, whereas periodic inventory is updated occasionally. So, muna yun din nga, ang periodic is quarterly or at the end of the year. And then, periodic inventory is economical, whereas perpetual inventory is expensive. Ang periodic inventory is cost-effective na siya. You don't need any cost man. Unlike sa perpetual nga, maka-enter ka cost sa pag-record or pag-inventory count. And then, in periodic inventory, the business operation may not be stopped to know exact inventory numbers, whereas the perpetual process doesn't need to be halted. But for my discussion, I will focus on periodic inventory system. So what is periodic inventory system? So periodic inventory is the process of accounting inventory valuation in which a physical count of the inventory is performed at a specific interval. So, ang nag-ibig balik istorya nga ang periodic, na makita po ang inventory count at the end of the year or quarterly. So now, let's emphasize the advantages and disadvantages of periodic inventory system. So what are the advantages of periodic inventory system? First is the implementation. So the greatest advantage of periodic inventory system is how simple it is to carry. Simple as siya, may tabo, and cost-effective implementation. So you don't need to put resources into expensive software arrangements to is alternative. So di na ka maka-incur cost para mo acquire ang accounting software, and you don't need to contribute a lot of anything aside from the time associated with taking an actual inventory. So ang kaso dun sa periodic inventory is ang time kay physical count man. So ang time marani mo ang and like sa perpetual. So what are the disadvantages of periodic inventory system? So inventory count is going, it hinders other activities of the business. That is why something needs to be finished as quickly as possible. So kung may inventory count, must stop to other operations sa business kay dapat man jud reliable and complete ang ang exact amount ang ilang makuha o pilay na ibigay sa ilang inventory. And then inventory theft chances are increased in this activity. The reason is, di ba yung kung a specific interval. So quarterly at the end of the year. So nain akong chances nga na ay mga missing na mga inventory kaya di mas sila continuous ang pag-count. So nasa tala, ano kung kinsay maka-derive na kasagutan? Okay ra? Sige. So, I think you guys already gained knowledge about periodic inventory system, and now we will solve an example problem for you to totally understand it. So here's what we're gonna do. The chart of accounts for the unit shop includes cash, accounts receivable, inventory, accounts payable, share capital ordinary, sales revenue, sales returns and allowances, purchases, purchase returns and allowances, purchase discounts, and trade in. So, naitulo ka activity is ipakita. So, let's first journalize the April transactions using a periodic inventory system. transactions. So if you think on the formula asset plus liabilities plus shareholders equity, let's look at them in a closer detail. So the asset section, in the balance sheet, debits represent an increase in value and credit decrease in value. So kung nakay cash, asset mo ng cash, di ba? Nakay madawat ng additional cash, you have to debit cash. And then if nakakadividean yung mga liabilities and mga na-decrease ang value sa imong cash, you have to credit cash. Gets ra? Anyone? Kasi maka-confirm na nag-gets ra? Yes? Okay, let's proceed sa liability. So, sa liability, opposite siya sa asset. Because ang liability, debit siya kung na-increase. And then, mag-credit siya if na-increase. Shorter term, kung nakay utang, muda ko yung credit. Kung gamay mo utang, debit ay yung liability. And then, on the third section, shareholders equity portion, parallel siya sa liability. Kung decrease sa imong value, you have to debit equity. And if there is an increase sa value, you have to credit equity. So, now let's look one thing more on the income statement. So, the income statement, the revenues, expenses, gains, and uses. So, revenues are recorded as debit if they decrease in value, and credit if they increase in value. So, sa expenses beside po, opposite siya. Kung na-increase sa expenses, debit. Kung na-decrease sa expenses, credit. So, always remember the debit credit rule so that we can map out where every transaction would be recorded and know whether nasa sa DR or sa CR. Through this, we can determine whether it increases or decreases an account. So, if you are confused by these issues, then just remember that DR always goes in the left column and CR always goes in the right column. There are no exceptions. So, nasabtan na, confirm pa rin ako if nakasabot na ba sa debit credit rule?
Yes po.
Ayan.
Yes,
Okay. Sige, so now without further delay, we will start applying these rules to your problem. Mag-start pa. So, on April 4, purchase rackets and balls from Higas AG, 850 pesos, terms 310 and 30. So, kindly comment your answer ani. Ako mo ipa-answer sa journal entries ani ni and I will be serving the list sa akin sa maka-answer. Paano na nagyapon guys? So, ang 310 means 3% early payment discount within 10 days. And 30 represents the word net, and the 30 represents 30 days. So, kindly comment your answer. So, the correct answer is you have to debit purchases 860 pesos and accounts payable 860 pesos. So, kasi naka-answer mga ate. Okay, ganang expect ang credit from Servicom lang ha. So, we will give him at least mga kung sa naka-answer. So, guys, keep engaged. Hindi sa patong answer. Daghan pa na yung transactions. Hindi pa maka-answer. And thank you, Melka. And basically, debits are always on the left side ha. Ang credits is right. So, ang technique ko before, kung mag-transact ka, ang technique nga before is, i-identify if it's asset or liability. After, if identify na ako nga assets or liability, ang posture ng kabalay doon, kung sa may nakuha, kung sa'y nadugang, kung sa'y nakuha. So, if ang nakuhaan is ang asset, credit siya. utang is an asset, siya. Pero ikang nakuhaan is ang liability, credit, ay debit siya. Pero sa dungaga na yung utang, credit. So, in this case, the journal entry is debit purchases and credit accounts payable. So, why debit purchases? The reason is that there is an increase in your assets. Kasi ang imong nadugag is ang rockets and balls. Yes, so that's why purchases debit. Credit accounts payable because the transaction was made with loan or payable interest. Thus, increase in mga liability. So, nakasabot na ako kira sa first transaction against saan?
Hello guys.
Hello guys.
Magets ra?
Magets ra? Gets ra.
Okay, sige.
Okay, sige. Proceed na ka. Next transaction is on April 6.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Ay, sawa na lang.
Kilabot kina. Kita naman na dyan natin.
So,
So, next transaction is on April 6. Paid freight on. Is purchase 74 pesos.
So, the entries
for this, debit, freight in for 74 pesos and credit cash for 74 pesos.
So, debit.
Debit, since the buyer is the one who actually paid for the delivery charges. Debit the freight in kasi si village tenant in the shop man ang nagbayad sa freight charges. And credit cash because there is a reduction man. Manang nasay reduction sa imong cash kay ito man mismo ang nagbayad sa delivery charges. So, next transaction is on April 8. Sold merchandise to members, 900 pesos, terms, and 30. So, what do you think is a journal entry for this transaction? So, accounts receivable, debit, and credit sales.
Name.
Melta. Tower. Oh my God. Kuan. Another entry.
Is an answer.
Is an answer. Okay, since 1 man, let's proceed na lang.
So,
So, the correct answer, sales, so did you know? Sales, ba? Okay, so the entries are debit, accounts receivable, 400 pesos, and credit revenue, 400 pesos. So the term and 30 means the amount owed by members is due within 30 days from invoice date with no discount. So, okay lang itong sales po ni Melka.
So, the next
transaction is on April 10. Received credit of 60 pesos from Linis for a racket that was returned. So, again, your journal transaction. Thank you. Hello guys. Comment your answer. Debit, cash, then credit, purchase returns, and allowances. The correct entry is accounts payable and credit, purchase return, and allowances. So, ano accounts payable man? One, man yung payable since na may marag returns sa yung purchase na 60 pesos. So, accounts payable will decrease ang imong bayronon. Then, i-return lang ka ang inventory ni Bauer katong shoes na dyan ipalit. So, ang imong layas will decrease. That's why credit account. Debit, accounts payable, and purchase return and allowances. Purchase return and allowances. purchase return and
There is
there is a deduction sa imong original purchase from savings. Sabtandra? Sabtandra nganong accounts payable o purchase return and allowances?
So guys.
So guys,
Sabtan.
sabtan? Sabtan.
Okay ra.
Okay ra?
Sige mo proceed.
Sige, mo proceed ta ha.
Yes.
Next transaction is on April 11. Purchase tennis shoes from Volker Sports for cash 300 pesos. So, again, comment your answer na po.
Kuan, debit purchases 300, then credit cash 300.
Very good.
Very good. Isa pa, can you comment your name? Or si Zero to Zero to. Zero ba? So, thank you, Melka. So, the correct answer for this one is debit purchases for 300 pesos and credit cash for 300 pesos.
Since
There is
three sa
asset man, which is the additional tennis shoes. Debit purchases, cash,
since the
since the transaction was made on cash, thus decreasing in cash in hand. Sabtana. Next transaction is on April 13. Trading is in full. So, comment again.
Debit accounts payable and cash credit.
So, atong
So, atong balikan tong April 4 transaction, di ba na niya terms 3, 10. Which is after discount?
sa
Ha?
Saan pa discount?
Yes, mo na siya.
From April 4 to
Ay, April 14 pa na dapat, di ba? Kay 310 man to. So, maka-acquire siya, makakuha siya sa 3%. 3% means early payment discount. So, debit accounts payable for 800 pesos, cash for 776 pesos, and purchase discount of 24 pesos. That is to record payment to Tingis. So, there is a record sa discount since Village Dish Shop availed the 3% early payment discount in 10 days
from the date of transaction.
from the up transaction, which happened sa katong April 4.
That is 860.
That is 860 pesos, which is the payable amount sa April 4, diba? Minus 800 ang payment ni Village Tennis Shop times 3%, which results to 24 pesos. Sarap ka nara? Sarap tayo? And that's it. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of the webinar. So the next instructions will be discussed by my co-buddy, your Ate Lucia. So round of applause, please.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Thank you, Ingrid. So next, I will discuss here the April 14 to 30 transactions. Before continuing, let me first remind you of my name. Hi, I'm your Ate Ninia, and if you have any questions along with my discussion, you can really type your questions in the comment box. So, a pleasant evening, everyone. I'm Ate Ninia Cristel Pimaldo, and I will be your second speaker for tonight. I will be discussing to you the journal entries from April 14 to 30 transactions. So, let's start. For the April 14 transaction, purchase 10 shirts and shorts from Lindsay Sportswear for 700 pesos with terms 210 and 60. Please take note of the 210 and 60. This means that if they pay the obligation or the liability within 10 days, then they can receive a 2% discount for their purchase. So, para ninyo, please comment ang journal entry for this transaction. Para ninyo, unsa ang journal entry sa kaning transaction.
Okay?
Okay?
Okay, so the
Okay, so the journal entry for this particular transaction is a debit to purchases 700 and a credit to accounts payable 700 record purchase of tennis shirts and shorts from Lindsay Sportswear with terms 210 and 60. So remember that we do not use the inventory account in periodic inventory system. Instead, we use a temporary holding account purchases to record this transaction. We assume that this is a purchase made on account because of the terms na given na
transaction.
transaction. Sabtan ra?
Yes.
Ang nakakuha di ay sa journal entries is si Melka Aure. Congratulations lang!
So
For the next transaction, April 15, receive cash refund of 90 pesos from Gopher Sports for damaged merchandise that was returned. So, what's the atong journal entry para anin? Please comment.
Cash, then sa credit is purchase returns and allowances.
Very good.
Very good.
Natag na ba?
Natag na ba to?
Yes.
Hi, welcome. Thank you guys sa magtubag. So, the journal entry for this transaction is debit to cash of 90 pesos and the credit to purchase returns and allowances. To record, to receive cash funds from Gopher Sports for damaged merchandise and was returned. So, with the periodic system, the amount of the returned merchandise is recorded in yet another temporary holding account heading sa credit side na purchase returns and allowances. Purchase returns and allowances is a contra account to purchases, so the credit is the...
By the way,
Ra, okay ra?
Okay, Ra.
thank you.
Okay, let's proceed.
So
the next transaction is on April 17, paid treat on Lindsay Sportswear purchase of 25 pesos. So, what's my journal entry ani?
Debit 15, credit out, credit cash 25 pesos.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
For
For this transaction, there is a debit in the prepaid of 25 and a credit to cash 25. Two record paid on Lindsay Sportswear.
So why
Okay, so why is it ano bili inventory ang i-appeal man sa ang transactions cost sa inventory? Kasi may anong freaking man din ang ikutar nato. Di ba kay appeal man sa pagkuhan sa inventory ang create. Anong bili man inventory ang atong ikutar?
anyone?
Kuan man eh, kanang periodic ni nga out. Periodic man nga system dili man ni kanang merch out. Kanang perpetual kay kung perpetual ba paano siya merchandise inventory nga cash.
Okay.
So, we need to remember that when we use inventory for journalizing, we are using vertical sakto. But when we are using inventory periodic inventory system, a temporary holding account is created.
So
Let's proceed to the
next
next
transaction.
transaction.
So for the
April 18 transaction, sold merchandise to members for 1,200 pesos with terms 2, 10, and 30.
unsa may
Journal entry for this
transaction.
transaction. Anyone?
Thank you,
Thank you, Melka, for answering the transaction. So,
there is
cash from members in settlement of their account. So, kung sa may journal entry for this transaction,
Please comment.
please comment sa inyong answer.
Remember
Number na ani, credit ng sarili ko.
So,
Debit cash.
Signing to buy.
Debit cash. Da. Marag naman siguro to si Jay. Ganong discount. Then credit. Accounts payable. Ay, joke.
So,
correct na
correct na ha. The journal entry for this transaction is a debit to cash and a credit to accounts receivable.
There is a
There is a debit to accounts. There is a credit to accounts receivable, which is a deduction to the accounts receivable. No record received from members to settle their account. Di pa ni mautong pa itong na term na 10 and 16. Ang kani is ang transaction na made by the members in settlement of their account.
Okay?
Okay?
Nasabtan?
Sabtan?
Nasabtan.
So
for the next transaction, pay Lindsay Sportswear in full. Muna ni ang katong na terms nga from the April 14 transaction. So what's my journal entry for this?
Debit accounts payable.
Debit.
Credit cash 686 and purchase discount of 14 pesos.
Jana?
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 Hermano?
Hermano?
Ano yung pagsulti
Ano yung name lang?
Jana Hermano.
So,
This is from the April 14 transaction that mga terms na
So,
kaya pa man nalapas of 10 days, therefore na ay 2% ka discount. Therefore, sakto to. So, accounts payable, on debit accounts payable 700, then the credits to cash 86, and purchase discount of 14 pesos. To record full payment to Lensley Sportswear. So, with a perpetual inventory system, this is shown by subtracting the purchase discount amount from the inventory account. But when we are using per unit inventory system, another holding account is created to accumulate purchase discounts taken during the period. Note that the payment is made if the payment is made after the discount period, so the full amount must be paid. So since the transaction has no impact on inventory, the entry is the same for both perpetual and unit system. In this case, a debit to accounts payable and a credit to cash. So kung nikakas na o 10 days ang transaction, remember na ang atong journal entry for this is a debit to accounts payable and a credit for cash. So next is the April 27 transaction. Rented an allowance of 25% of 25 pesos to members for tennis clothing which is not paid properly. So kung sa may journal entry for this.
Debit cash credit purchase allowance.
From
Debit accounts payable, then credit, purchase returns and allowances.
another grant an allowance of 25 pesos to members for tennis clothing that did not fit properly. Allowance ang pasabot.
Sales allowance. Ay, sorry. Debit sales allowance, credit cash.
Lying answer.
Lying answer.
Debit, accounts payable, then credit, sales returns, allowances.
Dili gihapon.
Dili gihapon.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay na.
Okay na, kami na i-discuss.
So,
So,
ang answer
ang
nga
answer ingani is
debit to
sales return and allowances
and a credit to
accounts
So,
receivable.
sales
So, sales returns and allowances, kay nag-grant mo sa og allowance sa imong income, nabaligya na nimo.
ikaw man ang nagbalik.
Ikaw man ang nagbaligya sa tennis clothing.
So,
Madlasan ang imong sales returns and allowances, then madlasan po ang imong accounts receivable. Kay, i-grant mo ka og allowance for members sa mga clothing na quality fit nila.
Okay?
Okay? Saktan?
Guys?
Guys?
Done.
Okay na?
Okay na? Okay. Allowance. Sige.
Debit ka o
Debit ka kung sales return and allowances kay kontra account na siya sa sale.
decrease.
Ning decrease.
And increase ang
Ning increase ang imong sales. So, ning increase ang imong sales returns and allowances.
Gets?
Gets?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So,
For the
for the last transaction,
April 30,
April 30,
receive
receive cash payments on account from members
for
for 630 pesos.
So, what's my turn?
So, what's my journal entry?
Debit, cash, then sales discounts, then credit, accountable, joke.
Another.
Receive cash payments on account from members 600 for 630 pesos.
Simple na dyan this
Simple
one.
na din sa transaction, guys.
Debit cash, credit accounts payable,
Receive cash.
accounts
payment.
receivable,
Isa to.
Isa to. Isa to na accounts receivable.
akote, dalawa ka,
Dalawa.
Sige ka ng duha.
Kay kanang duha, katong nitubag sa cash o accounts receivable.
akote,
Pareho po sa
imong apelido lang,
magrilos,
And
and the other one,
hermano,
si Jana.
si Jana.
Sakto to.
So, sakto to, there is a debit to cash and a credit to accounts receivable. So, always remember, guys, terms of journal entries, you should recognize that the difference between a dynamic and a perpetual inventory system is that all adjustments to the inventory under the perpetual system are entered directly into the inventory account. With a per unit system, all inventory adjustments are accumulated in an array of temporary holding accounts such as the purchases, print-in, purchase returns and allowances, sales returns and allowances, and purchase.
So, thank you
So, thank you for listening, guys. Stay tuned for more discussions about per unit inventory system.
Now,
Now, Ria and Kathleen will discuss the second requirement. The third step in the accounting cycle, the posting of transactions from the journal to the ledger. Ria?
Thank you,
Thank you, Ria.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, since we are
done for step 2, the journalizing of the April transactions, then let's proceed to the next step. The third step in the accounting cycle is the posting transactions from the journal to the ledger. But before continuing the discussion, let me first introduce myself. Hi, this is your Ate Mimi, and I will be together with you in your journey in understanding the accounts and for the purpose of knowing how to post transactions from the journal to the ledger. Posting is the process of copying data from the journal to the ledger, which in accounting we show as the account. The accounts are often used for demonstration because they are quicker and sometimes easier to understand. You might ask why it is called a T account. It is because the visual appearance of the ledger journal of individual accounts resembles a T shape. Hence why a ledger account is also called a T account. And it is also important to note that knowing the normal balance for a particular account is part of understanding the account. Remember what a normal balance is? Let us recall that first. Normal balance is the side where the balance of the account is normally found. So debit means left and credit means right. Do not associate any of them with plus or minus yet. Debit simply means left and credit means right. That's just it. Debit is abbreviated as DR and credit as CR. So to remember a simple way to determine each account normal balances or which accounts are debits and credits, remember the word dealer, which stands for dividends, expenses, and assets on the left, the DEA, and in which this increases when debited and decrease when credited. Whereas on the right side, remember the word LER, liabilities, equity, and revenue. This increase when credited and decrease when debited. Therefore, we can conclude that dividends, expenses, and assets, its normal balance is debit, and liabilities, equity, and revenue, its normal balance is credit. Now, what is the significance of the normal balance? When you place an amount on the normal balance side, you are increasing the account. If you put an amount on the opposite side, you are decreasing that account. Therefore, to increase an asset, you debit it. And to decrease an asset, you credit it. To increase liability and capital accounts, credit. To decrease them, debit. The process of posting is fairly straightforward. In fact, I would suggest that you won't overthink the process. It starts with first identify the debit account and amount in the ledger. In the journal, pangitawan ni mo ang debit at dua, and then find that account in the ledger. And then record the amount on the debit side of the account, the left side. And do the same for the credit. Identify the credit account and amount in the journal, and find that account in the ledger, and record the amount on the credit or the right side of the account. Okay, now, we are required to find the account balances of cash, inventory, share capital, sales return and allowances, purchase return and allowances, and accounts receivable, accounts payable, purchases, and purchase discount. So those mentioned accounts are the focus to outline and have discussion. So let's deal first the cash account. Obviously, cash is an asset. Asset mo dyan ang cash, di ba? Kaya ang nagtanong if you debit a cash account, kung mag-debit ka, mo-increase dyan na siya, mataas ang kanyang amount. Then, this means that the amount of cash on hand increases. Take note, it is given that we have a beginning balance of 2,500. Then let's apply the process to our journal entry affecting cash account. We have a journal entry where we've debited front end for 74 pesos and credited cash for 74 pesos. The date is April 6. In the ledger, we will then define the front end and the cash account. Then identify the debit account, which is the front end,
the amount of
The amount of the debit is 74 pesos.
so
And the ledger, for pretend, we will post a record 74 pesos to the debit side like this.
make sure
Make sure to include a date or some reference to the journal transaction.
Now
Let's post the credit. Identify the credit account, which in this case, the cash. The amount of credit is 74 pesos. So in the ledger for cash, we will record 74 to the credit side like this. And don't forget the date. Gets to the ninja, guys. Kini nga journal entry kataning i-discuss sa inyong atiin ato ra siyang i-post sa ledger using the account. Another, on April 11, we have a journal entry affecting cash. We debited purchases for 300 pesos. Let us not just make a T account for these purchases account. It will be discussed by that later. Let's focus on the entry that affects cash. Okay, and then we credited cash for 300 pesos. Since we purchased tennis shoes from Volker Sports for cash. Thus, in this particular transaction, our cash account have an additional 300 pesos credit balance. Diba guys? It's totally no-brainer. Easy na si Japan. Another, on April 13th, we debited accounts payable for 800 pesos and credited purchase discount for 24 pesos. Again, an additional credit balance to cash account. Thus, this transaction decreases cash account obviously since we paid cash for 776 pesos. Another entry affecting cash, April 15, we debited cash as we received a 90 pesos cash refund from Volker Sports for damaged merchandise. That was returned. I debited cash for 90 and a credit to purchase return and allowances for 90 pesos. I debited cash since we received a cash refund. Thus, this transaction increases our cash account for 90 pesos. Also on April 17, we credited cash for 25 pesos in payment for freight or for transportation in, and a corresponding debit of freight in for 25 pesos. Okay, it is a credit, therefore it is an additional credit balance to cash kaya nagpagawas na sa taborda. Another, on April 20, we received cash from members and settlement of their debit. I debited the cash for 500 and a credit to accounts receivable for 500 pesos. So there is an additional debit balance for cash amounting to 500 pesos dated April 20. Also on April 21, we credited cash for 686 on the date we paid Lindy in full sa atong ipalit na tennis shirts and shorts. So how does it affect cash account? Obviously, a credit balance will decrease our cash account. In this case, amounted to 686 pesos. Guys, can you still follow?
Yes.
Okay ra?
Yes po.
Okay ra? Nasabtan ra ninyo? Sadyo naman si Jano, ibalhin naman si Jia, gitan sa journal, the ledger. Debit si Jia, i-debit si Jia. Kung credit si Jia, i-credit sa si Jia, ibutan. Okay? And on April 30, we received cash from members and settlement of their accounts amounting to 630 pesos. A debit of cash for 630 and a credit to accounts receivable for 630. This transaction increases our cash account for 630. So, Okay. Mura na ang mga transactions na nag-debit o credit o cash. Okay, so pila man ang atong cash account balance as of April 30, 2020. Cash account balance.
1,859.
Yes?
1,859.
Yes, so we generate a total balance of 1,859 pesos for cash account as per the month of April 2020. Thank you for that answer. Since cash is an asset account, its normal or expected balance will be a debit balance. Thus, that indicates a positive amount of cash. But if ORD account represents a credit balance, a negative amount of cash. Okay, nasabtan ra no here pa sa ORD. Ibale? Nasabtan ra? Can I hear a yes or no?
Yes ako.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Sa inventory account. Yes, first you can remember, guys, do we have any journal entry for April transactions that we debited or credited inventory account? Naa or wa?
No, wala.
Ano naman?
Periodic.
Yes, very good. It is because under periodic inventory procedure, companies do not use the merchandise inventory account to record each purchase and sale of merchandise. Instead of using inventory account under periodic inventory system, it records its transactions in a temporary account, such as purchases, purchase returns and allowances, purchase discount, and or transportation in accounts. Periodic inventory system only updates in the general ledger when a physical inventory count is conducted. Again, periodic inventory system only updates the ending inventory balance in the general ledger when a physical inventory count is conducted. So since it is given that there is a beginning balance in the inventory account amounting to 1,700 pesos, then as of April 30, 2020, the balance of our inventory account remains pila man, klaro na kayo, 1,700 pesos. Next is the share capital or simply equity. As I have mentioned earlier in equity accounts, debit represents a decrease in volume and credit represents an increase of it. So again, is there any account that affects share capital in our April transactions? Is there any account that affects share capital in our April transactions?
No.
No. Yes, thus the beginning balance in the share capital account is also the ending balance, which amounting to pila man. Pila man.
4,200.
4,200 pesos. So now you can see that the amounts from the journals have been posted in the ledger. Unsa man lisod siya or sa John siya? Pwede sa itong name na nito ba? Sa 4,200.
Franco te.
Franco, okay. Thank you, Franco. Anja, lisod ba or sa John? Ang pag-post sa ang journal, pag-post sa ledger. Lisod, pili mo, pwede.
Sayon
Diba,
ra.
guys? Sayon ra. Sayon ra ka, Aju. Very good. Totally no-brainer. The importance of this step is to make sure that all similar transactions are recorded in the same place. If you were an accountant for this company and you wanted to know how much cash your company had per month, without this step, you would have to go through every single journal entry in the general journal looking for those that affected Diba? Na-imagine ninyo? That will be quite consuming even for the small businesses. Okay. I think my time is over. That concludes my presentation. I extend my thanks to all of you tonight. Do you have any questions? Okay, if there's none, I will give the floor to Miss Scott. Thanks and God bless everyone.
Yes.
Thank you, Ria.
Hi, good evening. Freshman, I am Catherine Mantilla. You can call me Atika, music fourth year student from Section A. So, I will be the one to continue discussing the reform release, which is the key accounts of Village Tennis Shop on April 30, 2015. So, in continuation, next is sales return and allowances. So, in definition, it is a deduction from sales that shows the sale price of goods returned by customers, as well as discounts taken by them to retain defective goods. Although sales returns and sales allowances are technically two distinct types of transaction, but they are generally recorded in the same account. And sales return occurs when customers return defective, mga damaged or otherwise undesirable products to the seller. Then sales allowances occur when customers agree if such merchandise in return for a reduction in the selling price. So in the sales revenue section of an income statement, the sales returns and allowances account is subtracted from sales because these accounts have the opposite effect on net income. Therefore, sales returns and allowances is considered a contra-revenue account, which normally has a debit balance. Okay, so before ko continue, let me remind you kanin sa morning transaction gikan sa journalize nila atin o niyatin niya. So, sunod is on April 27, sales allowance is given to members for tennis clothing for it did not fit properly, amounting to 25 pesos. So, the balance or the ending balance of sales return and allowances account is equal to 25 pesos. Next is purchase return and allowances. So, what are purchase return and allowances? It is an account that is paired with and offsets the purchases account in a periodic inventory system. The account contains deductions from purchases for items returned to suppliers, as well as deductions allowed by suppliers for goods that are not returned. So this contra account reduces the total amount of purchases made, which therefore also reduces the inventory balance. As you can remember, purchases normally NASDAQ debit balance since additions to the inventory is an asset. So the contra account purchases, returns, and allowances will have a credit balance to offset it. So on April 10, we received a credit from Hingis for a racket that was returned amounting to 60 pesos. And on April 15, we credited a purchase return and allowances for 90 pesos, and that time it was refunded. So, the total ending balance will be 150 on credit. Next is trade in. So, the transaction on April 6, the beginning balance is 74 on debit side. Also, transaction dated on April 17, amounting 25. The total ending balance of 99 pesos. So, as you can see, The two transactions are in debit side because it falls under money category of expenses and trade expenses has a credit balance. Next is accounts receivable. So on April 8, transaction, the beginning balance is 900 pesos on debit. April 8 is 1,200. And why is it anong nasa debit side? Kay? It was recorded as because the recorded transaction, which is an accounts receivable, was an asset, increases on debit side. Next is April 20, amounting to 500 pesos on credit and 7 pesos on April 27. And 630 on April 30. So to get the ending balance of account receivable, subtract the total of credit and debit. Again, to get the ending balance of account receivable, subtract ang total of credit and debit. Then if unsay side has a larger amount, this is where we put or record our total ending balance. So, ilang may total credit sa total credit o total debit o kung sa man ang total ending balance. Ila ang total ending balance. Anyone?
945.
Okay. Sa to?
Round up.
Thank you, Melka. So, proceed ka. Money ang i-account na ninyo. Next is accounts payable. So, beginning balance on April 10 is 60 on credit. April 13 amounting 800 and April 21 with an amount of 700 on credit side with a total of 1,560 pesos. While on the debit side on April 4, 860 pesos and April 14, 700 pesos with a total debit of 1,516. So, i-subtract mo ang total credit o ang debit. So answer, obviously, ganang zero. So, there will be no ending balance or it has a zero ending balance sa accounts payable. Next is purchases. So, the beginning balance on April 4 is 860. And then April 11 is 300. And 700 in April 14. Transaction on debit side. So the total debit is 1,860, which serves as the ending balance of purchases accounts. And then lastly is purchase discounts. The beginning balance on April 13 is 24 pesos. And April 21 is 14 pesos. So the total ending balance of purchase discounts is 38 on that side. So, taplan ako. Nasabtan ra? Ingat pa ni ate. Nini nga, sa jud ang pagkuan sa account. Which is kung i-transfer lang ang i-journalize yung mga journal sa kuan. So, that's it. That would be all for the requirement fee using the account. Thank you and God bless.
So, hello guys. And I think nakasabot na mo daghan. So, icebreakers at takay makal. So, question number 1. Who is the father of accounting?
Luke Pareto.
Okay. Pagka may siya, at kaya mas comment pareho para makita na makita dyan ko na. Okay, kasi po tara.
Sige ha.
Sige, kasi hindi ba ni natagaan na itong credit kinag-effort. Isa pa ning
Name
name
drop.
drop.
Sige,
Sige, kapag hindi palit ako.
Ha?
Ha?
Aure. Aure.
Aure.
Aure. Isa pa.
Alright, isa pa.
Bungo.
Isa.
Isa.
From Bota.
Franco. Morelos.
Sige.
Sige.
Okay na?
Okay na?
So,
So, the father of accounting is Luca Paschole.
So, another question.
Another question.
Ano
Ano ba si Bungahos?
So, another question.
Another question. Comment naman sa answer ha kay mag-count ka na yung I can unmute good so i-type na yung answer kaya makita naman din sa inyo. Bumatag ko 5 seconds before mo comment ha.
Yes.
Yes? Okay po. So, kinsa atong JP advisor? Kinsa atong JP advisor?
Sir Tristan.
Kinsa atong JP advisor? Kinsa atong JP advisor? Ano yung comment? So, wait lang. Sorry. Oh my God! Again, ano naman yung comment? Si Melka Aure nakadaog. Ay, JP advisor. Ilwa pa di ay, wrong. May nakadaog, guys. JP advisor ang ipangadyo. Tuwa sila kayo. Go, minus 1. Minus 1 to the guys. Boreros. Aiba, natong JP advisor. Third question. Di na makanan si... Comment. Accountancy. 1, 2, 3. Full name. Full name. 4. 5. Buwang. Complete name. Nagtuwang, nagtulong ang mga big letters. Charot. Hindi na pa doon. Pinpas mo, pintahan na mo kung paano. Hindi na pa dito. EPA. Sige, sa pilain. Wow, may pilitan. Sir Tristan Jun, J.S. Gamalos, MBA, MBA. Congratulations, Titan. And then, kinsa atong governor? Good names sa atong governor. Brian Pan. Sorry, no. Pero ka-aure, nakadaog. Thank you, Melka. Congratulations. And then, last one. AIS advisor. AIS advisor. Isa na SJCJ Via de Lanitod.
advisor, AIS advisor.
Okay,
Okay, voucher obligado si Franco. Kuwang. So, kini si Jao. Voucher is obligado si Phil. Congratulations!
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, guys! So, another question pa niya ay napagsilahin.
Second points.
Second points.
Second points.
Second points na rin ha.
So, nakahog
So, nakahog naman. Di mo na ganina na, maka-answer mo ani.
So,
So,
identify ni ha.
ang song reference. It is the process of accounting inventory valuation in which a basic account of the inventory is performed at specific interval. So, comment your answer. Okay daw, si Milka Aurel. Congratulations. Last question na lang ha. Kaya mo kasi ito na sa balance. It is
The visual
visual appearance of the ledger journal of individual accounts resembles what shape? Tiyakal. Very good. Zhao. Transaction fee. Congratulations, guys. Second credit from one author. Sir Melcher. Thank you for your participation. And now we're down to our last requirement, which is the trial balance. So now we'll climb the turn over to Miss Leslie Fundala. A round of applause, please. Thank you, Miss Leslie. Good evening, freshmen. I am Leslie Mudala, assigned to discuss the last requirement, which is to prepare trial balance on April 30, 2020. But before we proceed, let me explain some important ideas. So, what is trial balance? Trial balance is a technique for checking the accuracy of the debit and credit amount recorded in the various ledger accounts. It is basically a statement that examines the total of debit and credit balances recorded various accounts of ledger.
So now the
whole idea of preparing trial balance is to simplify the task of preparing the basic financial statement. Thus, a business owner or the accountant can simply draw balances from the trial balance. He does not have to look for such balances in each ledger account. Take note, freshmen, we have also the steps in preparing trial balance. First is calculate balances of each of the ledger accounts. Second is record debit and credit balances in trial balance. And the third is calculate total of the debit column. And fourth is calculate total of the credit column. And the last is check if debit is equal to credit.
So moving on.
So now this is our trial balance of village.
The
balances from the key accounts mentioned by my co-workers a while ago will be transferred in our trial balance. Of course, we have heading, account title, debit, and credit.
You must note
that as per the accounting principle, all assets, expenses, and receivable must have debit balances, and all liabilities, incomes, and payables must have credit balances. So, cash has debit balance of 1,859 pesos. Accounts receivable has debit of 945 as well. At the same time, inventory has debit balance of 1,700. However, share capital ordinary has credit balance of 4,200. Sales revenue has credit balance of 2,100. While sales return and allowances have debit of 25. Purchases also have debit balance of 1,860. On the other hand, purchases, returns, and allowances have credit balances of 150 pesos.
Then
Credit balance of purchase discount is 38 pesos.
and
and freight bill has debit balance of 99 pesos. So, totaling everything, both debit and credit have the same total amounting to 6,488. So, that's all of my part. Thank you. So I think we are all wrapped up. So, proceed sa Q&A or napoy clarify pa so you can ask. Hindi na mga kapangutana. And I think I get your questions tungkol sa registration link. Ako na naansiran to our discussion. So I think okay na to. And if na may additional question, pwede na i-type sa comment section. So guys, kami po tanawa. Ano mo guys? Ay ang FS, lain na po na sila nga group ang budista. Sa Gamora is photography step 4, photography sa trial balance. So, sa sunod na ito nga mga body number na po ang budista. So, another question, ka-clarify and makasabot na. Okay, I think wala na. Anyone? So, magpana na tayo picture taking. So, requesting everyone to open their cameras. Guys, picture na. Hala, si Limil Brian Parva, kinakata lang sa kalayan sa periodic perpetual. Tupag na ba dyan? Na-discuss na rin ako ganina, Gob. Gusto ko balik kong Gob? Pwede nagsobra siya ka, Gob. Nagsobra ka na. Dali na, mag-picture taking ka. Huwag na ba rin mag-isend na ako. Hey guys, requesting everyone to open their cameras. Let's go. One, two. I open sa Jung please. Right, this is for the invitation and attendance na po. Send it sa Melchor.
Please.
Sige, 1, 2, 3, smile.
Napilan po ate.
Kamera na lang sa wait ha. Bina. Ay, sa ha. Kaya mo saan ko ano.
Yan po ate.
Ay, sa wait sa ha. Kaya picture. Print screen ra. Okay, open your camera. Please, alilipot. Bilbao. Tipo.
Napilan po ate.
1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you guys. Now, ako na. Isa wait ha. And so, wala man siya may question no. So, thank you guys for your participation and congratulations sa mga nadaog and ito certificate So, expect the product na naman ni Sir Mikong ha. Ay, yung certificate po di ay next week na lang. Okay. Ano pa man yung mga research proposal, so next week na matiman. Basta rest assured na at may certificate. And I hope na ni-fill up sa registration, I mean sa attendance form ganina.
kaya ako po reference say ning attend and appeal po the documentation is a teacher. And once you leave this webinar, so you will receive a survey form, some presentation, and we would appreciate if you would complete that and provide your feedback. So,
Thank you
thank you for joining us tonight. So, before we officially end, let's have our signature power clap. Okay, Candy, unmute guys. Ito so, clap na to. Ito mas power clap. Sige, 1, 2, ready, go. Thank you guys! Anak, nakita mo na po. And if question regarding accounting, doon na mo, nagkakatay. Pero not all lang ha, kay busy mo kundi sa OGT. So, namin just chat away.